It is party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. We're here in the mothership, which is Studio 22, the puppet master Mark, driving us into the nether regions of all things feminazi, along with Candice, the ultimate feminist, Queen of the Ethiopians, and Herbert the silent deer stares on blankly, face of shock he made the night the truck hit him. Candace, today is International Women's Day. Am I right on that?
That is correct.
International Women's Day. I don't know if they've told the girls in Sudan, but here in America, where you all are enjoying this first world luxury of being a female, you get to bitch about some things today because you're a woman. And by God, Lisa Page, you're a woman.
Last time I checked, yes.
You're a woman. When is the last time you checked?
5 minutes
How
ago.
does one check to see if they are a woman? That's what I want to know. Don't answer that.
We want to keep it G, rated G.
No, we don't.
Do we?
I know how I check to see if I'm a man. I have that standard issue mediocre Caucasian wiener, and that is all me. That is all me. That might be some kind of harassment lawsuit, but I'm talking to Lisa. Party Foul Steve.
Hey.
Yep. You're a man. You're a dude.
Yep. Every day.
I'm happy to be a dude. I love women. I think women are better than men. Sarah, I think that
I tend to agree.
I think that you guys, and that's not, people say I'm kissing up when I say stuff like that, and maybe I am a little, but I love women. I couldn't get by in life without women. Look, I got 3 daughters. I've been married a couple times. I've got mother-in-laws. I got a mother. I got so much estrogen in my life. I'm in cycle with them.
Right.
At this stage.
Yes.
Right?
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I have Steve's wife. I've got Allison. Everybody knows Allison. I have you in my life. I've got, you're my work wife.
Yes. We got to keep you men in check.
Yeah.
So.
Well, y'all birth babies.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is God gave us the ability to actually birth.
Yeah.
Everyone in this world.
And then once you do it, you want to do it again.
Well,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's your duty.
We have clouded
That's a
judgment
different
sometimes.
hole, but duty. But that's something that I just don't get.
Yeah. I'm into the sleep deprivation of having a 5-month-old. So at this moment, I don't get it either.
If I knew what sex was going to do to me and my body and what I was going to have to produce at the end of 40 weeks, I would never have sex.
But
I just wouldn't do it.
It's interesting, though, because we do know that is what happens.
Yeah.
Because that is a conversation we can have later.
So International Women's Day, I want to talk about this crazy thing called feminism, which I'm a feminist, right? But I'm not one of these crazy third wave nut job feminists.
Yeah, first and second waves, great.
Yeah.
No problems with it. Led to great things. Women's right to vote. Women being equal in the workplace.
I'm totally against suffrage. Have you seen those polls that they go out on the street and ask people, say, are you for women's suffrage? And they're like, totally against it. Because they don't know what it is. I love liberals.
Hate women's suffrage.
Yeah.
Awful.
But we're celebrating women today.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, forget the fact that there's 27,000 genders out there. By the way, American Airlines now has 4 categories. They've got male, female, unspecified, and undisclosed.
For what?
For your gender, like when you're booking a
click your
flight.
ticket? Okay.
You're booking a flight, which somewhere in there, TSA and Homeland Security ought to have a problem with that.
You would think.
Because I want to know what you're packing in your pants.
You would think.
That's right.
That will
because
come up.
It could be a razor blade. I
It
don't
will
know.
come up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will come up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So anyway,
Someone's
I
going to
think
claim
that's-
discrimination.
There's a lot of problems. There's a lot of philosophical problems is with flying on an airplane without disclosing your gender. I think. I mean, not the least of which is things like human trafficking, right? I think you should have to identify yourself, who you are, what you are, not undisclosed or unspecified. I think you should be. They ask your child, like if you're flying with a child, and you show your child's passport or whatever. The TSA agent's supposed to ask your child, how old are you, what's your name? And you can't answer as a parent because they're guarding against human trafficking, right?
Okay.
So these are kind of things. But today we're celebrating women. And women, let me just say that a women's march with the vagina hats is a terrible place to try to pick up chicks. They are
You don't
so
say.
pissed off at me and my standard issue mediocre Caucasian wiener. They've never met either one, me or the wiener.
They haven't.
Never.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Chad.
Yes. Hey, men. I'm going to talk to you men, first of all, on Women's Day. Got a million reasons to be stressed out these days. Stressing out about your male pattern baldness and receding hairline doesn't have to be one of them. Here's the good news. Keeps can help you. Keeps offers the same doctor-recommended, FDA-approved hair loss treatment, but they're the generic version, so you only pay about half the cost. It's a great deal. And one more thing you're going to love about Keeps, you do it right there online. On the interwebs. That's right. Answer a few questions. They're very easy. Snap some pictures of your hair. Licensed doctor is going to review your info and recommend the right hair loss treatment for you, and then it's shipped discreetly to your door. So don't make trips to the doctor or the drugstore when you can do it online and do it for less. You can sit right on your couch and get yourself started with a special discount. Go to Keeps, KEEPS.com/loss. They'll give you 50% off your first order of hair loss treatments. That's Keeps.com/loss. We're going to talk about women. Hang tight. So I'm sitting here with a lap full of stuff that Candace has
Quite a
provided.
lot.
Candace is a great feminist. But
Is she?
first thing that she gave me from the swaddle.com.
Oh, that should tell you everything.
Everything. The swaddle.com. Marriage is an inherently unfeminist institution. You like being married, don't you?
I love being married.
Do you?
I do.
Well, I love your husband.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to live with him,
Well, here.
but I
you
don't know that I
what?
want to live with any man.
Right. But the thing about my husband, which I'm thinking about as I'm reading this, marriage as an inherently unfeminist institution, is that they couldn't be more wrong when it comes to my house. I mean,
No, I know who's in charge at your house.
Right. But I think that, honestly, I think that that's the way that it is in a lot of homes, because traditionally the woman is in charge of the home. And that's not because I'm oppressed or anything like that. It's just because that's in my blood. That's who I am. I birthed the babies. I'm raising the babies and everything that comes along with it in the home.
Yeah. You're the neck that turns the head kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just like that. And I think that there are a lot of women who find themselves in that situation, not because that's my only role or because I feel, like I'm being pressured to do that, but that's just who I am. It's a part of me.
Bobbed hair, bossy wives, and women preachers. That's what's wrong with the world right there.
Yeah. Well, my mom has something to say about that.
Yeah, I'll talk to your mama. That in and of itself, though, you hit the nail on the head, because this article says the origins of marriage, it looked at women as property.
That's just...
I don't have a problem with that.
Right, but listen, though.
Well, that's why we say, that's my wife.
The origins of... I mean, if you look at the origins of anything, you're going to find something that you don't like now.
Everybody was somebody's property at some point in time. I mean, that was the whole
origins,
deal.
Yeah.
So, my thing is, what do you want, right? What do you want? These folks out here who write articles like this, what do you want? You don't want to be married? Then don't be married. I mean, that's a deal. So don't do it.
Right.
You don't want to feel like somebody's property? Well, then don't let yourself be somebody's property. You're not livestock.
Right.
You're not being bought and sold. You're not being. We don't live in some place where I got to trade a bunch of cows in order to get the chief's daughter.
Right.
Right. And that still happens.
It does still happen, and it's. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think a lot of people they're in this bubble in the United States where they think that being oppressed is not having free tampons in the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there is actually real oppression of women still going
There
on.
is.
Why don't you focus your energy on that?
So years ago, I had this video I used to have. It was back when it was on like reel to reel stuff, like a decade ago, back in the ancient days. And it was a film. It was a great illustration of it was put out by the Mormon Church. Glenn, I'm sure, has seen it. He probably produced the damn thing. But it was about a guy in a deal where he fell in love with the chief's daughter, and the chief only wanted 2 cows for her, and he gave 8 cows. She was an 8-cow woman. And the chief was like, this is too much for her. And he's like, that's what she's worth to me. So it was an illustration of Christ's redemption, right? And so that was the whole thing. So Sarah, you're an 8-cow woman.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Lisa, you're an 8-cow.
flattered.
Candace, you're an 8-cow woman.
Thank you.
I mean, why not
Yes.
10 though?
I know.
Yeah. Don't tell PETA.
I mean,
Right.
What's the ratio? How many goats to every cow?
How many goats equal 1 cow? Probably 4 goats to a cow.
Yeah, I'm saying probably 8 goats to a cow.
True equality in marriage isn't possible, is what they say.
That's BS.
Yeah. You've got, let me just jump in here. In a study of feminist heterosexual marriages, researchers found that 5 types of vigilant behaviors were engaged in by couples, and the extent to which they adhered to progressive values defined their happiness and determined division of labor in the household. Most of the couples practiced 3 behaviors they said help establish equality in their marriage. Critique of gender injustices, in which the couples reported engaging in dialogue about pop culture, Lisa, and societal gender norms. Public acts of equality, in which they demonstrated equality by keeping different last names or making financial decisions equally in self as well as family interests. Support of wives' activities, in which the husbands positively reinforced their wives' professional and personal goals. Fewer couples reported engaging in the other 2 behaviors, which is reflective assessment or monitoring their individual contributions to the marriage, such as equal distribution of childcare and housework, and emotional involvement, which is engaging in effective verbal communication. That's a bunch of crap. I'm just trying to figure out what side of the bed to sleep on.
yeah.
One closest to the door.
Do I put the lid up, put the lid down? Put 'em
both
who gets
down.
this far at verbal engagement?
Well, and you see what, how great it is for this person. I'm sure if they're in a marriage, which I bet that they're not, I'm sure their love life is very, very happy.
Women are the marital partners responsible. They are the marital partners responsible for families' emotional intimacy, for adapting their sexual desires to their husbands, for monitoring the relationship and resolving conflict from a subordinate position, and for being as independent as possible without threatening their husband's status.
That's right.
That is way too much work. That's way too much.
Look, do you love the person?
Right.
Do you want to spend your life with them? Great.
Are your
Let's go.
sexual desires being fulfilled at home?
Why
my
are we
gosh.
talking about?
Oh
Yes,
my
they
gosh.
are.
Wow.
Well, that's sad.
That's
That's
just really.
Right.
No, but all of this that you're talking about, what average couple is like divvying up emotional responsibilities? Yeah. Like, how are you reflecting your sexual desires with your husband onto your kids so they know that you're emotionally stable to keep the home life good and everybody's on the same playing field? Like that. This is just way too much work, right?
Yeah. I'm dad. I just beat the kids.
I just whip them.
I just come in, piss on the seat, whip the kids, eat dinner, put my feet up in the lazy boy, go to sleep, snore. I'm at a point. So here's what they don't take into account. The older we get, I'm 48 years old. The older we get, our hormones start to change.
Right.
Like I'm full of estrogen right now. That's my belly. That's my dad bod. I'm full of estrogen. Somewhere you cross paths with your wife in the hallway. Her estrogen jumps off on you. Your testosterone jumps off on her. You're used to going, yeah, and she's used to going, ah. And now I'm going, ah, just bring me something to eat. I'm at the bring me something stage of life, right?
Well, that is quite
I want
sexist
naps.
of you. Quite
you
sexist
bring me
of
a
you.
sandwich. Yeah, nobody shows up. But you're right, Lisa. It's hard.
Yeah.
This is what women want, though. Apparently,
It's not. It's not what women
No,
want.
it's-
It's what
yeah.
women who majored in gender studies think that they want. But if you look, every feminist I've ever talked to who is one of those 3rd wave, 4th wave feminists, they're all so
There's a
damn
4th
angry.
wave?
Yes.
Holy
Just
shit.
wait. There's a 4th wave coming. They're so angry. And it's like, why are you so angry? They are always so incredibly angry. I don't think that this is what they want either.
no.
It's not, because it's going against what we are supposed to be, just innately what we are. It goes completely against it.
Can I be
That's
a
why they're
toxic
so mad.
man right now?
Please.
And just say that God built us a
Yes.
certain way.
Yes.
Like women fit right under our arm, right against our chest, right near our heart,
Right up in your armpits.
right
Cool.
like a chicken with her little chickies, just right here.
Nuzzled right on
This
in
is
there.
where our chicks
tucked
go.
there,
Yeah.
tucked in there.
Yeah, protected place.
Yeah.
I've never really truly known a woman who didn't desire that.
No,
and
you need
that's
that balance.
That's why I'm saying these
And I mean
women
in a
are so
healthy
angry.
way. I'm not talking about to be owned or
right.
That's why they're so angry.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're going against what they truly, truly feel.
So I found myself at a women's march.
Found
I'm
yourself.
sorry about that.
You just
What the
stumbled
hell? Yeah.
outside into a
That's
women's
exactly
march.
what happened.
Whoops.
Like, wow.
Steve, that's exactly what happened,
I was
right?
there.
We were in Grand Junction, Colorado, having breakfast, walked out, and we were suddenly in a women's march.
And in
I hate it when
Colorado,
that happens.
nonetheless.
They were so pissed
We
off.
marched with them.
We marched with them. I went.
I
went
bet
with
you
them.
did too. I bet
They
you
were
did.
very angry. They weren't.
They live
happy.
angry.
I picked up a poster and walked.
What does your poster say?
F Trump or something. It was an anti-Trump rally, is what it was.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
That's normally who the women are that are so bitter. These women that have never dated, have never been in a serious relationship, don't know what it is to love somebody or to be loved. No, it's sad. I feel sorry for those women.
Yeah. And Trump said.
I felt sorry for them until they got real vicious,
yeah.
and then I stopped.
They started wearing vagina hats, then I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. My favorite article of clothing.
Is it? You have a lot of those in your closet.
But my thing is, I have a box full, actually.
I shouldn't have asked
I
that.
have a box full.
I believe you.
For the longest time, I was wearing them out on stage when I'd go do live
That's
shows,
right.
and I would take them off and I would
That's
chuck
right.
it into the crowd. God, I gotta get rid of this coffee. Anyway, it's not COVID.
COVID.
It's not COVID, I swear. But I don't know. It's almost like the racist game, right?
Yes.
Where you never meet a standard. Who was the dude the other day? Ibram Kendi, our friend,
Yes.
who said that if you deny being a racist, it just proves you're more of a racist,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
Which, that you can apply that to a million other things, and it doesn't make sense, right? I think you retweeted that as well, didn't you? Yeah.
I did.
So if you deny being racist, so if I deny being a toxic masculine person, then that means I'm just being toxic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
If I'm mansplaining or manspreading or whatever I may be doing, if I grunt and burp and fart and scratch and do all those kind of things, I'm just, well, see, that's just proof you're toxic. No, I'm just a dude. I'm a man. In my book that's coming out in August, I've got chapters about femininity and masculinity and the idea that toxic masculinity is an oxymoron.
Yes.
You're either masculine or you're toxic.
Yes.
You're not both, right? If your true masculinity is not toxic. But whenever we start being stupid adolescent boys again, and we all do that as grown men, that gets a little toxic because we shouldn't still act like 13-year-olds that have a Playboy hidden out in the bush with rain-soaked pages that we sneak out to go find. And that's what a lot of men do these days. They have that same mentality.
Sure.
We are the only culture, Western culture is the only culture that doesn't have a ceremony that calls their boys into manhood. Everybody else has that, whether it's a vision quest, a bar mitzvah, whatever it may be. You sit around the tribal council, you're called into manhood. The Jewish circumcision was a sign of the covenant, because the circle was the sign of the covenant, and circumcision is a circular cut. So whenever the act of intercourse transpired between a Jewish man who had a sign of the covenant cut on his body and a Jewish woman whose vagina was a symbol of the covenant, they were passing a seed through those circles, and it was giving birth to a child of the covenant. So all of these cultures have these things. We don't have that. We don't have that. So what we do is we grow up and we're fully adult little boys is what we are. That's why we're never satisfied with a sexual partner. That's why we're promiscuous. That's why we don't understand the idea of covenant and marriage and those kind of things. And so I get why women can be a little pissed off. But the idea that you don't want men to be men anymore is just absolute fallacy, in my opinion. And I think I'm right.
Well, you are, but there are also a lot of other things that these women do, particularly to contribute to that.
I want to talk about that in the next
Okay.
segment.
All right.
Let's talk about women and what y'all do,
Let's do it.
Lisa.
Like what I do off the air.
Hey, wearing a face covering, physical distancing, and hand washing, these are things you should always discuss after talking about a circumcision. Not the only ways that people can protect themselves from COVID-19. Eating a healthy diet is essential to building a strong immune system so that your body is less susceptible to infection. According to Carlin Rafey, a registered dietitian and professor at Virginia Tech's College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Field of Greens is packed with 18 clinically researched essential fruits and vegetables, plus green tea, ginger, turmeric, and beets. Those beets are like a magic medicine, Sarah.
I love beets.
Do you?
I do, actually.
I take the Field of Greens. That's the only beets I have in my life.
That's most people. I'm weird like that.
Yeah, that's weird. It's like having a bunch of fresh fruits and vegetables in a jar. Additionally, Field of Greens can support heart health, your immune system, metabolism, blood pressure, digestion, plus it's pre and probiotic. It's good for everyone, old, young, even the athletes in your home. Put a scoop in a glass of water, stir it up, drink it, you're done. I want you to go to brickhousechad.com. Look at me, I'm losing weight. I don't know if you could pick it up on the TV or not.
My husband does Brick House almost every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same too.
And it really is. It's delicious.
It's really good stuff. Go to brickhousechad.com. Get 15% off your first order with promo code CHAD. I spell it Chad at checkout. This is the easiest and fastest way to start living a healthier life. It's available in multiple flavors. brickhousechad.com. Use promo code Chad. Be right back. So what you're saying is women just drive dudes crazy.
Yeah, I mean, sort of.
So my
They
philosophy
contribute to the
is
problem,
women
yes.
are crazy. All women are
Really?
crazy, and men are stupid.
All men are stupid.
The whole Venus Mars thing. Just that's my way of saying that. Women are crazy. Y'all have the crazy. It's the estrogen.
Okay.
It kind of makes you a little off.
Yeah, I mean, if you like, there are varying levels of that. Sure.
I can say 3 letters and prove my point. PMS.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, if we're having a conversation where it's equal on the table and you're saying all men are varying degrees of stupid and all women are varying degrees of crazy.
Yes, but there's always that element. And men are all stupid.
Right.
In fact, they say that whenever a man is sexually aroused, his IQ drops by 35%.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's why men do stupid things.
I totally believe that.
That's why men do stupid things.
I totally believe that.
That's why you wake up with a coyote ugly sometimes. You know what I mean?
Oh,
ready to chew your arm off, Steve? Steve, that's why we do dumb things.
Well, but that's why the first article that you read was so ridiculous. It's like men don't think this deep.
No.
Right?
No.
About their
No, they
marriage.
don't.
They don't think
We're
this deep
still
about
about
it.
the lid being up and down.
Yes.
No, what happens is us women, if we have an issue with our marriage, we go to our girlfriends, we get their advice, then we take it back to the husband. Like there is no, you really can't, for I think most women, have a sit down conversation with your husband if he honestly doesn't know what's going on, because we are so emotional, we go through things, we overthink things a lot. I know I stress about the most ridiculous things, and I feel like if my husband wasn't warned about that, he'd be like, "What? You are crazy. What are you talking about? What do you mean?" So I feel like, at least with me, I talk it out with my girlfriend, and then she gives me her advice, and then I go back and say, "So." Even like down to like how I approach, what do I say? How do I bring it up? Like all of that. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you definitely don't want to be like this previous author.
And then your girlfriend tells her husband, and then her husband comes talks to your husband.
Oh, wow.
You're
Now
like,
that's, I'm not so
You
sure
notice,
about that.
you notice
all
that
over the
Steve has been
place.
conspicuously silent
Yeah.
through this conversation, and now he's finally decided to speak up on that because he's not wrong on that.
See, we don't do that.
No, and
in my house.
Guys talk that deep. Like I'll
They
ask
don't.
Stu, have a conversation with his friend, right?
It's not deep, but it's, hey, y'all heard y'all are having some trouble, or
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, we don't.
Stu went to go down to Florida he was at Super Bowl down in Miami, right? And he ran into his old friend, and I'm like, how's Jason? How are their kids? So are they working? Are they going to have another one? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, how is Katrina? Was she good? I don't know. Well, the most simple basic questions that you would expect a guy to ask, they don't.
you wouldn't ask.
That's how
So
you're
you're saying
wired.
this conversation happened when Stu went to the Super Bowl? with his buddy. What'd you say?
No, I'm saying like if I ask him something about his friend or his friend's wife,
After
he doesn't know the
he came back.
details.
Right.
When he came back. Yeah.
Right.
Like
Because I was going to ask how you knew what he talked about at the Super Bowl. You were about to prove Steve's point.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying like when I like that's how you because you guys aren't wired like that. Like I like a lot of details. I ask a lot of questions. When he goes out and sees his friend that he hasn't seen in a few months or even a couple years, he doesn't ask the basic questions like how's the wife? Are they going to have another baby?
Right.
Where do they live? Are they like all those questions we like to ask?
Yeah.
Guys say, hey, how are things going? Going great. Let's have another beer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's,
You know what I'm saying?
But well, I was getting more too to the, what you said before the break, women contributing to that issue of, men are toxic, because they're simple and they like to be satisfied in the bedroom and all that. But yet we're empowering women, and this day and age, empowering women means you're liberating them. They get to feel sexual all the time. They can have as many partners as they want, and they can brag about it. And like that's what's cool and trendy for women right now. That's how they're truly going to be liberated, is by just throwing themselves at every guy that they see. Yet men get criticized for being primal.
Mm-hmm.
Or accused too.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. Like if that is wrong, then we shouldn't be empowering women to go and do the same thing. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Do you get mad if the seat gets lifted up?
I don't love it. I don't get mad. But I mean, I'm in, you talked about all the women in your life. I'm just surrounded by men and boys. So I like
You're used to it.
any bathroom I go into that my 8-year-old has been in, I'm probably going to sit with pee on the seat. So
I just
that's
pee
just
sitting
my
down.
life. Really?
I'm at a point in life where it's just easier.
Lazy. Just fine. It's fine.
You know what? I mean, I think as a woman, I can say we probably just appreciate that.
So here's an article that's just interesting. A feminist guide to cooking.
Oh, good.
What?
Lord.
There's a book. Here's a cookbook. Whoever said dykes can't cook?
Oh, okay.
Just a glance at the history of the food industry suggests that feminists can't be blamed for these food trends. Fast food and convenience products actually emerged decades earlier. Can be linked to. I can't with this.
No.
I can't.
Why?
Food is food.
In 1965, women spent
overthinking
over 9 hours per week cooking, compared to men's 1 hour in the kitchen.
well, guys are made for grilling outside, right? Open fire, that kind of thing. It's guy stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, look at the last page of this. There's a feminist vegetarian critical theory called The Sexual Politics of Meat.
Yeah, and it's got a naked woman on it, which I couldn't even read the title because I just saw the naked woman. That's kind of where I live. It shows her ribs and her the fat back and the tenderloin.
Like she's cut up like a cow.
Like a piece of meat.
Yeah.
Because that's what we are, Sarah. We're
The
pieces of meat.
sexual politics of meat. Many second wave feminists recommended preparing food collectively. Look, let's just eat out.
It's not that serious.
I don't care
It's
who's
not that
cooking.
serious.
I mean,
It's time to
like,
overthink this.
I like
I was
to
going to
cook.
say, that's way overthinking everything.
Dude, like, yeah, right?
They're lonely. That's why.
Very lonely to sit here and
Yes.
write an article about feminist cooking.
What a miserable life that must
So
be.
sorry.
It's sad, really.
The other day, I spent 10 minutes hurling insults and verbal abuse at Siri. I
I do
spoke
that
into
all
my
the time.
phone, Siri, you're ugly. She replied, I am. I said, Siri, you're fat. She replied, it must be all the chocolate. I felt mortified for both of us. Even though I know Siri has no feelings, I couldn't help apologizing. Don't worry, Siri. This is just research for an article I'm writing. She replied, what? Me worry? So Alexa apparently is making us, and Siri is making us sexist. Because tech companies are using female voices, and research shows that that people prefer to hear it delivered in a female voice. They prefer a male voice when it comes to authoritative safety. Are we paying? Is our tax money paying for this shit?
I know.
Probably.
I'm not sure, but I do have a female Australian accent on my phone, so.
Yeah,
I
love
have
that
a male
accent.
Aussie.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
You like that?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
I have a real live Aussie. I keep her in the back seat.
I enjoy talking to her as well.
And she just tells me where to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put her in the trunk. The companies design the assistants to be unfailing, upbeat, and polite, even in the face of harassment. You're harassing your phone at this point.
Can we just women have come so far, and we are so blessed to live in this country and do the things that we do and be so equal with men that this is what we're bitching about.
Yeah. I mean,
This
aren't
is what
you a
we're
little
bitching
flattered
about.
that they made Siri a female voice?
I know,
Yeah,
well, that- I
I'm
was
just
just
like,
gonna say.
this is what we have left to complain about, that our Alexa devices are making us sexist, and that we have cookbooks, and I mean, it's absolutely insane. It's so ridiculous.
I can't wait to get to the next segment. But first, great news about our friends at Patriot Mobile. They expanded their coverage dramatically. A lot of people ask me if it's good coverage. It's great coverage. And you need to get over there. You need to dump the big name carriers. They charge way too much, and then they donate the money you send them to leftist causes. I'm proud to partner with Patriot Mobile because they never sent a penny to the left. They will not silence you, and they are America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. Plus, you can switch with confidence because they use the same network as the big providers but charge way less. It's easy to switch. You can keep your phone number. You can bring your own phone. You can buy a new one. You can build your own bundle with multi-line discounts and save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Chad or call their U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT, 972-PATRIOT. Veterans and first responders are going to save even more. This month you get the premier activation for free. They're going to set the phone up for you, and they're going to give you a special gift with offer code CHAD. I spelled it Chad. Go to patriotmobile.com/Chad or call 972-PATRIOT. Hang tight, it's about to get fun. Feminists need to focus on educating men. Nah, I'm good.
Educating men about what?
I don't know, but men aren't reading these articles. And these people writing these articles ain't getting laid. So simple Google search for how to fight sexism shows this phenomenon of positive do this advice for women and negative don't do this advice for men. Sexism, see it, name it, stop it.
Oh gosh, so exhausting and gross.
Just Google Andrew Cuomo.
Exactly.
6 ways to shut down sexist comments at work. Oh. I'd be screwed.
Yeah, this show wouldn't have even made it to stage 22. If that were the case.
I
Get it.
I think of people as people.
Right.
Right. That's
Yes.
my mindset, and I probably should do better. Probably. I don't know if I'm capable, but I just see people as people. I don't disrespect you because you're a woman. I don't look down on you because you're a woman.
So why do you need to do better?
Well, I don't think
Because he just looks down on everybody because they're not him.
No,
Well-
because he's a comedian and he just is making jokes, and people can't take a joke these days.
Yeah, and I
That's
do
their
make
problem,
jokes,
not
and I make
yours.
inappropriate jokes sometimes.
Are jokes supposed to be? I mean,
Right.
They're not supposed to be appropriate necessarily. But look, I make fun of myself first.
right.
So if I can be self-deprecating, then I should be able to. But my thing is, I like to see where people's edge is. Mm-hmm. Like, where's the cliff?
Right.
And then I try to back off from that. Sometimes I go ahead and jump off, but that's
You
just
just want
me.
you just want to cozy up to the edge.
Right. But I
Okay.
see people as people. Like, I'm not making fun of you or
Right.
criticizing you because of your femininity or your gender or anything else.
Right.
I mean, you should see some of my group texts with the guys. Like, we give each other a hard time. We go at it,
Yeah.
right? Anyway, we don't sit there and go, "Oh, you're objectifying me."
Oh,
Right.
You sent me a picture of that big black guy sitting on the edge of the bed with his wang hanging out. Oh, you're
which by the way,
objectifying
everyone's
men.
seen that. Those fake links like, hey, I heard you're moving. Click on this link. Holy.
Which is
You know
That guy died
right?
in 2009, by the way.
which is
You Googled it.
it's funny.
Who is
No,
the?
it's funny because you talk about objectifying, which really, when a woman complains about being objectified, that's because they don't like whatever man is giving them the compliment,
Right.
Like, it's sexual harassment if you don't find the man attractive. If you
Right.
find the man attractive, he's just coming
Flirting,
onto you
he's
and
coming onto
flirting,
you,
and
you
you're really
like it.
excited about
Yeah.
it.
Or they're not getting it and they're trying to defend somebody else that is or something.
Right, exactly. And I mean, it's so subjective and ridiculous.
How to explain feminism in terms simple enough for a child?
Oh,
No, thank you.
yeah, I'll pass.
No, thank you.
Hard pass.
Yeah, make a list of the benefits of feminism. Women can go to college. That's a revelation.
Yeah.
Women have a right to choose if and when they will have children.
Oh,
Don't get me started.
Even.
Used to be common for women to write under pseudonyms or call themselves anonymous. Now they can use their real names. Women can have a credit card with their name on it or buy property under their name.
I mean, where have these people been living?
Right.
Women can be astronauts, architects, pilots, even the vice president of the United States.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Who wrote this?
Man, it's like I feel like I just woke up after a 20-year nap.
Right. Whew.
In the Catskill Mountains.
Longer than that.
Yeah. Just call me
We are woke.
so woke.
So woke.
How to explain what intersectional feminism is?
Oh my God.
I don't know what that is. And I don't understand some of these terms.
And you're expecting a child to understand this. This is just as bad as the anti-racist baby book.
It is.
Really?
I mean, okay.
How to explain what a feminist is not? It's often mistaken to mean anti-men, but this is inaccurate.
Not today. Today, that's exactly what it means. There is. I have to tell you, there is more toxic femininity in this world than there could ever be toxic masculinity. For as much as they like to talk about that, I can't think of anything more toxic than promoting, the idea that women are empowered through killing their own children. Mm-hmm. God gave us the unique ability to bear children, and they're supposed to be empowered. We're teaching children, we're teaching women that it's empowering for you to kill innocent life in your womb. What even comes close to being as toxic as that? And we want to talk about toxic masculinity? No.
I'm going to educate you, Sarah.
Okay.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Candace has educated me.
Okay.
And I'm going to share with you the types of feminism, and maybe you'll become woke.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Please.
Put the first one up there, Marcus. Womanism, a social and ecological change perspective that emerged out of Africana women's culture and women of color around the world. Don't know what I just read.
What?
What is that? What does it mean?
I don't know what I just read.
That's because they just threw a bunch of buzzwords together, mixed them up, and
well, it gets better. Women of color feminism. A form of feminism that seeks to clarify and combat the unique struggles women of color face. It's a feminism that struggles against intersecting forms of oppression.
But they just said the first one was women of color, was addressing women of color.
Do not get into the details.
Don't question, Sarah. Don't question
Logic has no place in this conversation.
Science, Sarah.
Sorry.
Trans feminism, a movement by and for trans women, that's dudes, who view their liberation to be intrinsically linked to the liberation of all women and beyond. See, that right there, in my opinion, flies in the face of feminism because you got a dude who thinks he's a woman.
I thought we were celebrating women.
Yeah. Intersectional feminism. The understanding of how women's overlapping identities, including race, class, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, and disability status, impact the way they experience oppression and discrimination. This is, how does it always come back to race when we're talking about gender? So it's bad enough you got to be a woman, but you got to be a black woman.
Yeah.
They're the ones that call themselves queen. Candace. I don't get it.
You can't make sense of it because
You're
it doesn't
my
make
queen.
sense. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, jeez. Empowerment feminism. Empowerment feminism puts the emphasis on feeling. Though some feminists would argue feeling amazing is not a great gauge of how society is actually supporting your self-expression and flourishing.
Oh, okay.
We're just pooling our ignorance at this point.
Right. So even if you feel like you're doing fine in life, they are here to tell you
You're not.
You're not.
You are oppressed.
Yes.
Commodity feminism, a variety of feminism that co-opts the movement's ideals for profit. So if you get paid for showing your tits, that's why I read that.
Right.
Yes.
Well, why don't we should zoom in Cardi B. She can give us a little lesson
little
of
whap,
how that works.
little water and power.
A little whap. Wrong ass
Equity
president.
feminism focused on legal equality between men. I can't.
I honestly
How long have we freaking had that already?
Yeah.
I'm
against suffrage. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So are we celebrating just women or pseudo women also? Or
Yeah. Trans women, black women,
No, they're
queens
just
of the
pseudo- they're
Ethiopians like
pseudo-women.
Candice.
Well,
that covers it.
I mean, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of celebrating women if we're going to include biological men. Just saying.
Right.
I'm surrounded by strong women. You, Natalie, Allison, everybody knows Allison, Candace, you name it.
These women you described in what you're reading, I don't know any of them.
I don't either.
That
I don't either.
Well,
And I am
consider
not-
yourselves
Women.
lucky.
I don't look at you as being inferior. I don't look down on you. I'm not condescending. I don't think so.
No, we do things that you could never probably do.
Yeah.
You do things that we could never do.
Yeah.
Right.
There should be a mutual respect there for the science.
Well, let me give you some
And the
vocabulary.
innateness.
I'm going to help you express yourself.
Okay, great.
Here's some vocabulary. Benevolent sexism. When men say women are worthy of their protection off the sinking boat first, or that they're more nurturing than men, therefore should raise children, it's restrictive. Keep your damn ass on the Titanic then. Stay. Go down with the ship. Misogynoir. Misogyny directed towards black women. I got a better word for that. That's just being an asshole.
What?
And I love how everything's like,
Misogynoir.
What's the misogyny directed towards white women?
oh,
Yeah.
right.
What?
Like everything is just,
Misogyna
Why did they? Why do they get their own?
Transmisogyny.
Oh my God!
A blend of transphobia and misogyny, which manifests as discrimination against trans women and trans and gender non-conforming people on the
my
feminine end of the
gosh.
gender spectrum. Oh my God! What was that one again?
Transmisogyny.
TERF is an acronym for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists, referring to feminists who are transphobic.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, who's putting this shit out? Are they putting this in, is this what they're teaching in public schools and shit? It's like, God.
So basically, these are women who believe in science.
Yeah, right.
These are women
I
who
mean,
believe in
these are the
science.
people who voted for Bruce Jenner to be Woman of the Year.
Well, no, the TERF ones.
TERF
Those
one,
are my
yeah.
people.
Yeah. Okay. SWERF. Sex worker exclusionary radical feminists, referring to feminists who say prostitution oppresses women. So you got to let them be whores.
Right. It's liberating.
I am so not winning this next election. Male gaze, a way of looking at the world through a masculine lens that views women as sexual objects. Bro-appropriating. I love this. Got to hurry. A way of looking at the world through a masculine lens that views women as sexual objects. Man-interrupting, when a man interrupts a woman.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm guilty.
I deal with that
I'm
all
guilty.
the time.
woke misogynist, the guy who acts like he's all about gender equality. See, you can't win.
No.
You can't win.
No.
Hang tight. There's a couple more.
They got a label for you.
Emosogynist. Emosogynist. He's emotional, full of angst, and seems like a feminist. Wow. But what he really wants is a real-life manic pixie dream girl to manipulate and eventually discard after he finds himself.
What?
Wow. That's deep. A wimpster. A white, wimpy emo guy who
this.
uses male insecurity to prey on women who want to nurture.
Why's it got to be white?
On women who want to nurture.
Why's it got to be white?
Why they
Man,
gotta
we're
be
just
white?
making up shit at this point.
Yeah.
We're making up
feminazi.
holidays. I mean,
Feminazi, God bless you, Rush Limbaugh. A derogatory term for radical feminists. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're screwed.
We're all screwed.
Great.
Still got a wiener.
hey, y'all know what tomorrow is? International Make-up a Holiday.
Love it.
When do we get a day off for International Women's Day? Y'all already don't make it the same amount of money as us. You might as well take the day off.
Oh, you can't get me started on that,
I
Chad.
know, right? Go to watchchad.com. It's where all the fun stuff is. Come check us out at a show coming up. We got a few coming up in Texas. Then we're going to be in Memphis, Tennessee on April 1st. We're going to be in Fort Smith, Arkansas on the 2nd of April. And then we're going to be in El Dorado, Arkansas on the 3rd. Round Top, Texas, the Ragamuffins. We had a Ragamuffin show the other night in Burleson, Texas. We're going to be in Round Top on the 26th of March at Zapp Hall, so come check us out. We're famous. It's good stuff.
I love the name.
Sarah, thanks for hanging out. I want you back tomorrow night.
Okay.
We're gonna get into this whole vaccination issue, all right, with a special guest. I love y'all. God bless you. We will talk to you tomorrow night. Bye.